And what's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Future Fight. Thanks for joining for the Marvel Future Fight live stream for Across the Spider-Verse. So let's see what they've got for us from Miles Morales, T4, T3, Spider-Man 2099, pregnant Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, and then our new villain Spot. This should be interesting. I'm dying to see what these costumes and uniforms look like, so let's see what we got.
Greetings, agents.
Oh, not 3RL again.
Your community manager. It's good to be back. And of course, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to present June's Marvel Future Fight update. Now, what does it mean to be a hero? To live a life full of sacrifice? Countless spider heroes have encountered tragedy and hard truths facing this question. This month's update
I don't think
takes
this dude
inspiration
is it.
from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
But we get a little good detail over here of
Spider-Verse
what the characters
are
actually
joining
look
Marvel
like for the
Future Fight.
uniforms.
There's a
And I'm
web
liking the way the
full of
Miles
spider
Morales
people
over here
joining the
looks.
fight. Heroes will face off
Even
against Spot.
Spider-Woman
whose evil
looks
plans
pretty
have
cool, even though
eclipsed
she's
your
pregnant
average
as all
villain of the
get
week
out.
With a new canon level threat to the entire Spider-Verse. Check out this new supervillain and all the changes to your favorite superheroes with the June update. But before we head into the action, please note that the footage presented today is running on a test build inside of a test environment. There will be differences with what you experience in the live build. We, of course, have also prepared a gift for agents who watch the live stream until the very end, so please stay tuned. Now, let's get into the action.
At least he wasn't stuttering and stammering so much this time, but Jesus. With the potato stream. There is no HD to be had on this stream. It's like 720p or some shit. Oh.
First up, we have the next generation Spider-Man.
So that suit
Miles
looks
Morales,
dope.
who
Like,
gained a T4
this looks
advancement
good. Like, you can
and a
see,
new
like,
uniform in order
the,
to
what is
take
that?
on
I
the
don't know
huge
what that uniform
responsibility
is,
of
but like the
saving
vinyl shine on the
multiverse.
uniform with like the
Many
black
improvements have been made
patching.
within the
This
uniform.
looks really good.
Miles' new leader skill has effects that buff his abilities, and if his powerful bioelectricity and spiderweb attacks have become even stronger. Let's check out some of those real quick.
So I like the way that uniform looks. It looks really good. It looks a lot better than it
You
does
can also
inside the
call for
video
help from
for the
superheroes
3D
like
animation,
Spider-Man
so it looks really good.
2099, Spider-Gwen, or Spider-Woman, as they will show up randomly to help him in battle using his 5th active skill. Let's go ahead and check those skills out in action.
Somebody, I like that logo. Somebody like need to help this dude out. Like, he seems like a nice guy,
So
but
first
Jesus.
up, we have Swing Attack. Swing Attack applies web to all enemies, as well as some lightning damage. Let's change that real quick.
I didn't see any lightning damage on
Should
there.
hit
So.
that one more time. Alrighty. Next
Feels like
up,
he's
we have
murder boarded this and
Agile
done a little bit
Strike.
for it.
The timer is still on. Agile Strike will cause web and silence, as well as lightning damage. And next up, we have Bio Venom Strike.
I think we had that skill already, if I remember correctly.
One more time. Bio Venom Strike will cause shock and stun and increase all basic attacks and defense, speed, and crit rate. Let's go check out these guys on the left here. They're missing out on the action. Number 4 is Venom Shock.
Yeah. Can't see shit on the way you
Awesome.
got
Let's
this
do it
boxed
one
off,
more
bro.
time. Venom Shock will stun, remove active buff, and paralyze, and applies itself a chance to grant all damage immunity. And last up, we have the move we were talking about earlier, skill 5, Spider Invasion. Let's see who pops in for us. It looks like we got Spider
Gwen
popping in.
Oh, yeah.
One more time.
That looked like a
Spider
different uniform for
Invasion.
Spider Gwen, too.
Applies web, fracture, and decreases all basic defense. It ignores immunity. Also
I'm looking forward
recovers
to
its HP,
Miles,
and is
especially
invincible for a short
knowing
amount
that
of
they
time.
are going to actually
ahead and real
buff
quick,
his
check out some
leadership and
dev
make his leadership
recommended
responsive.
combos.
I would love to see what they had
Dev
there.
recommends
3, 5, 4.
3,
Yeah.
5, and 4. And we'll go ahead and just do a quick preview. Don't have to worry about messing up the combo myself.
Nice.
And there you have it. You can check out the other combos in the preview menu. I can't wait to see how Miles will write his own history in Marvel Future Fight.
Nice little screen transition. He's doing a better job this time.
It's time to meet Miguel O'Hara, our Spider-Man 2099.
That uniform looks dope.
Whose powers have been
looks
enhanced
cool.
with technology of the future. Spider-Man 29 has acquired a new uniform in T3 advancement. His passive skills have been strengthened overall compared to his existing uniforms. Let's check out some of those moves real quick here. I'm a big fan of his costume.
I'd be a big fan of them showing the passives.
Miguel dodges attacks impressively with his cloning and invisibility skills. His dynamic web shooting moves are actually some of my favorite of the new characters that have joined here.
I like the transition. This is pretty nice. Spray
His
paint.
first move is Rake Spin, which causes bleed and stun. Let's turn off that skill down one more time. Sorry about that. And one more time. All right, next up, we have Future Trap. Future Trap causes stun and fracture. Let's do that one more time just so everyone can see. Gotta love those animations. Next up, guys on the left here are gonna get a little bit of Hologram Explosion.
Oh, that's dope. That looks like they just ripped out the movie and put that in there.
Break out here and do it one more time. Hologram Explosion causes web and paralysis and increases all basic attacks for self. All right, back to these guys down here. Next up, we have Dimension Rip. Dimension Rip
His
causes
skills look
burn,
like they
stun,
are
and
just
silence,
straight
and
up out
for
the
yourself,
movies.
it'll recover
They look
HP,
really cool.
Increase all basic attacks, defense, speed, and crit rate.
Like, I wonder if I put on a pair of 3D glasses
And
if I'll see it that
last
way.
up, we have Spider Mirage. Let's go to this guy right here. Spider Mirage
not
causes
last
shock,
one.
web. It removes active buffs and paralysis for self. It accumulates pure damage with a slight increase of critical damage to all basic attacks. One more time. It's a fun one.
Nice.
Like I said, I'm a big fan of all those holograms. All right, let's go ahead and also check out his recommended combos. The devs recommend combo 3, 4, and 5. And let's go ahead and preview that one more time. Don't want to make any mistakes. Awesome. Let us know in the chat what you think of Spider-Man 2099.
Looking
This
forward to him.
futuristic spider will harness his advanced technology and abilities for battle. Keeping all the Spider-Men in check during their adventures. The
Yo,
elite captain.
I gotta give
Expected
them
Motor,
some
is also
credit.
getting a
Like,
new uniform.
look at the
Spider-Woman,
head.
who has already had
The
transcendent
afro
potential,
is
but her
dope.
new uniform will make it even more beneficial.
Like, there's like some detail inside that fro that's just, I'm here
Getting the
for it.
title of Spider Captain, she grants powerful attack buffs to her spider-sensed
Now,
teammates.
I'm sad we're gonna miss out on thickness that is Spider-Woman. We're gonna get pregnant thick instead, but that fro is
Right.
that's legit.
Jumping straight into it. Her first move is called Spider Stomp. Spider Stomp causes snare, and all her moves will cause lightning damage. And one more time. Next up, we have Fatal Blow. Let's Try to get a better angle on that one.
I wish they would have put that
Fatal blow
holographic
causes
look
snare
on
and
Miles' skills.
paralysis. All right, guys on the left looking a little lonely. Next up, we have Harsh Punishment. Pulls a giant rock and just slams it down. All right, one more time. Harsh Punishment causes shock, stun, and decreases lightning resistance. Applies itself a chance to grant all damage immunity, increase all basic attack, defense, and speed. And next up, we have, try to get a good angle here. Oh, good enough. Radiation Release.
Nice. That's a nice skill. Whoa.
One more time. Radiation Release causes shock.
Feels like
and
something
snare,
Monica Rambeau should have been
to
doing.
recover
Spectrum.
HP and super armor, as well as increase all basic defense by a percentage. Alrighty, next up and lastly we have Veteran Biker. Veteran Biker causes burn and shock and will deal a percentage of additional fire and lightning damage every second. And enemies will also be debuffed with web. And applies to self a chance to penetrate super armor, barrier, shield, and all damage immune. Let's also go ahead and check out her combo. The dev recommendation is 3, 5, and 4. And once again, let's go ahead and just preview that real quick.
5 and 4. Simple skill rotations
Throwing down those rocks
for the win.
Some major damage. Well, those are some great spider skills. And now, a new addition to the roster.
Spot.
A new character that goes beyond the spotted
They
dimension
captured him
will now
completely.
visit Marvel Future Fight for the first time. Allow me to introduce Spot, who can attack from all directions by using his dimensional spots on his body. Spot will cleverly
They've done
use
an
the spotted dimension to
excellent
avoid the attacks of
job
his
on
enemies
that character.
or move to various locations for surprise attacks.
Let's see how the
And
skills
Spot
look.
can be upgraded to potential transcendence immediately.
Wow, why did they do
His
that?
attacks
I
will
thought they were
come
going to
from
do a
everywhere, so
T3
enemies
for
will have
him.
to keep their eyes peeled. His passive skill is called Confident Surge. It will increase the chain hit damage, increase guaranteed dodge rate, increase skill and bonus damage. His second passive skill is called Untouchable. Dodge rate increases and ignores target dodge rate. And his leadership skill, Teleportation, applies to all allies and gives a dodge and crit rate increase. Let's go ahead and check out his moves, shall we?
Why'd they go potential transcendence with him? They should have just went straight up tier 3. It's not like we're like overloaded with villains.
His first move is called Spot Rush, which causes some stun damage.
They gave it the nice little gore black and white effect there. Not a whole lot on that first skill.
Next up, we have Surprise Punch, which also causes some stun damage.
Ah, I like it. You see little dimensions. Nice, nice, nice.
The guys on the left over here are going to experience Spot World. Spot World counterattacks when defending against an enemy attack, applies stun, fear, and silence. It also recovers HP to self, as well as a chance to penetrate super armor, barrier, shield, and all damage immune and invincible, with a chance to grant damage immunity. Next up for these super villains is Punching Bag. That's a fun one. Right.
Nice.
Punching Bag causes stun.
I love the way they make
increases
use of
all
the
basic
spots
defense
inside
ignores
there, and
immunity.
they did a good job.
Right.
Got to give them credit on this.
On the list is Unstoppable
They've done a
Spot.
really good job on capturing
Portal.
the Spider-Verse characters here. I just wish they would have had that holographic look on Miles.
Unstoppable Spot will cause incapacitation, removes active buffs, and increases basic damage. And lastly, we have Spotted Dimension. Let's check this one out.
Who's that with him?
Spotted Dimension is an awakening skill that
Scorpion.
causes burn and poison. Scorpion
That's a
also
new
joins
uniform
the
for
skill
Scorpion.
attack. Spot skill
That's
will
not
position Scorpion
that's
in
not the
center.
uniform for
As
Scorpion.
spot attacks from all
So are we gonna get a
sides.
uniform for
Check that
Scorpion?
One more time right here in the center. And
Let's see that skill again, because that's not Scorpion. That's a
There's
purple
also a ton of
uniform on
buffs
him.
that you can check out in game for this move.
Looks like we're getting a new uniform for Scorpion, because that is not. I'd have to go back and check, but
other characters, let's go ahead and check out.
I don't believe that we've got any uniform for Scorpion that is purple. Oh no. What happened to the stream? Is it me? Let me refresh this. Is it me? Oh no. Let me pause this and see if I can.
Spider-Man.
All right, sorry about that,
Across
guys.
the Spider-Verse update so far. But we've still got more in store for this month's exciting release. Now, a powerful supervillain, brand new to Marvel Future Fight, will arrive in this June update. A supervillain who threatens all timelines.
Oh shit.
With superior technology.
We're gonna get Kang.
And high intelligence has showed up as a world boss legend.
Nice.
Kang the Conqueror, who exceeds the power of the former bosses with a difficulty level of 6. So those T3
Having troubles with my internet right now.
And T4 heroes that you've all recruited will become integral in your success. Are you ready to face Kang the Conqueror? Alrighty. I'm aware. Let's jump right into it. Check out that menacing logo right there. Alright, so I'm aware these spider heroes are mostly speed types and maybe not
Nice.
optimal for the world boss legends.
Loving the spider
For the
heroes.
sake of showcasing our new heroes, we're going to go with it. It should also be noted, I am not a pro player, and I'll take any support in the comments and tips and tricks. I'm going to set some ally teams. It's going to tell me I'm a little bit too weak for this battle, but we're going in anyway. Going to go ahead and set up, these are just some allies I have from other build. Alrighty. Kang is a powerful supervillain who uses force fields and the ability to travel through dimensions. Kang commands soldiers and utilizes his force field to attack and will even join the fray himself. When his back is up against the wall, Kang will retreat to hidden dimensions and assail with the powers of that dimensions. Alrighty, ready to get my butt kicked. Let's go.
Potato stream, no.
The goal here is just to see how long I could last without being taken out. Hopefully we get some.
All right, I gotta refresh this. Something's wrong. The potato stream.
So far, so good, but I think Spider-Man.
There we go.
Yep. Spider-Man is out of the count.
Damn.
Let's see the comments now.
Let's see if he can actually beat Kang.
These attacks are deadly, as various dimensions will be chosen at random, so you'll never know what attack will be coming next.
But it doesn't really look like my man know what he's doing. Let's see. He's just pressing buttons, so it doesn't really feel like he knows what he's doing with the character. Like I'm watching his rotation over here, and he just looks like he's button smashing. Like he did the rotation earlier, which should have been 3, 4, 5, but he's not really using the rotation inside of here. So, and he's playing like the average player in this game, because you guys do that shit all the time. You jump inside like giant boss raid every single time, and then they show you what the skill rotation is supposed to be, but then you don't use it. And he seems like he's at fault for that as well, watching this. So sad, but so not really probably not a really good emblematic idea of what we got coming. But I think a lot of people will be happy that we got another world boss legend coming inside here.
Notice indicators for Kang's choice of attacks when they are transferred to another dimension. Those agents cunning enough to defeat the mighty
That's
Kang,
a nice little. The emblem is nice
T3
for Spider-Man.
T4 materials, growth items in the mighty CTP of Greed. We look forward to your participation in order to maintain the balance of the universe.
Please tell me you can show me more than that.
And now, it's time for what everyone's been waiting for: the event coupons.
Nobody's been waiting for that,
Can
bro.
be used in the main lobby screen. Go to
Like,
settings.
nobody's
info,
been waiting for
and
that.
Coupon for Android users. If you're an iOS and Apple user, check out the coupon registration page in our forum, and there should be a link available in the chat as well. The coupon code today is
Spider-Verse.
Valid from 6/12 tonight to 6/13 tomorrow at 7:59 a.m. PDT. So be sure to enter that code quickly since it will expire soon. I hope you're as excited as we are for the June update. Be sure to follow our social media channels and forums for everything Marvel Future Fight. Goodbye, everyone. 3RL signing off. See you next time.
So he did a way better job this time than he did the last time. I'll give him kudos for that. Even though he doesn't really seem like he's your typical Marvel Future Fight, you know, veteran type player. So we didn't get a really good showcase there of what Kang the Conqueror has to offer, because it doesn't even look like he pushed him into any of the next phases for the character. And he basically got, you know, the characters killed on stage 1. He wasn't following the rotation at all. So it's kind of a little disappointing because we couldn't really see as much as we wanted to because of his limitations in skill play. But nevertheless, I want to pull this up so that way we can see something here, right? Because going back inside of this for the team, I want to pull up Scorpion, because if we go back in here and let's see, let's get Scorpion. I can't spell very well, so these are the uniforms that we've had for Scorpion, which is none. This is the uniform look that we have. So unless I'm colorblind or something like that, there was a different uniform that still looked very similar to this, but when Scorpion popped up when Scorpion popped up, he was purple inside of there. So I'm imagining that means that we're getting an additional uniform for Scorpion in here at some point as well, because I don't remember that uniform. So I want to go back inside here real quick and take a look at that for the stream. But
Heroes will face off against Spot.
But when we went in here, who was it? It was...
And now.
Yeah, it was when he... I think it was when he was playing with Spot. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Let me pull this back up. Yeah. So when he was playing with Spot in here...
Spotted dimension will
let's see this real quick.
Damage immunity.
So you can see Scorpion standing here in the background.
Next up for these super villains is Punching Bag.
And
that's a fun one.
Let's get it. Hold on, come on.
Kicks butt. It will position Scorpion in the center.
Yeah, so there it goes right here. So let's see this. So he presses 6.
Spotted dimension.
And then that's Scorpion showing up. Let's see if we can't. I want to get this perfect.
As Spot attacks from all sides. Let's go ahead and check that one out one more time right here.
So let's see this. So you see Scorpion show up. I don't know if this is like maybe some kind of effect. He still looks pretty much essentially the same. Like you can see like some of the, let me pull this in here, make it a little smaller. But you can see like the glasses and stuff like that. The goggles and everything like that on him still look essentially the same. We still got the face in here, but we've got a different color in uniform. Like that's clear. So like
there's also a ton of buffs.
That's not the same Scorpion uniform that we see in there. It looks essentially the same, but it's a different color. So I'm wondering what's going on there with that, because we could end up with a very new uniform. And that'd be pretty nice. Like, I don't think people will complain about basically seeing some of the other Sinister Six people get upgrades inside the game, and that means more than likely he will, since he's popping up in there, that means that we're probably going to get a Transcendence for Scorpion as well, because otherwise, typically the characters that show up inside there, they have the Transcendence as well, so we'll probably end up getting maybe Scorpion, Rhino Transcendence, and maybe an additional uniform for them. This would really make sense for us, so I'm looking forward to that now.
Spot
like
is
that's
definitely an elusive supervillain.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see him in game. Please let us know in the comments what you think.
It should be good. Like I'm interested in that. Now, and I'm gonna give kudos because I know typically like it's a toon collector that we play. So it's one of those things overall, right? One of those things that we cover overall in the game is like, yeah, I've got all these new heroes and villains and stuff like that, but what do you do with them? But the really cool part is that I'm going to give them credit, because when we look at like the team of characters inside there, excuse me, damn, what did I just do? We look at the team of characters that are appearing in the game, and look, Jessica Jones, or Jessica Drew, excuse me, thickness inside here. We're going to obviously miss out on her for thick pregnant Jessica Jones. race swap, but I think overall we'll be happy to see that it'll be her first uniform for the character. More than likely we'll end up getting a return for the character at some point. All things come back around. And then Miles, I was hoping that he was going to reveal to us what his leadership is now going to look like in his uniform. Now, I watched a video the other day with Beast Mode Gaming talking about why he might not T4 Miles, and why the uniform might be a skip, because if you play Miles right now with this uniform, he's able to clear really high content. So I'm hoping that they don't do anything to mess up the character and that he's allowed to shine in the way that we would want him to shine. And he's just able to do what he's going to do, because the uniform could represent a step up for him. The one thing that I feel like they're missing out on that I really wish they would have done, maybe we'll get it for, into this, I don't want to spoil anything, but maybe we'll get it for future movies for Miles or things like that. But there's another uniform inside the game that I feel like they're missing in the movie that appears, that I feel like I'm trying not to spoil it, but I don't want them. I feel like this is a good opportunity to capitalize on that, for that uniform, and maybe have synergy uniforms at the same time. And it would be the first time that we had synergies of its kind, if they did it right. So it's, man, I wish they would capitalize on that. I don't want to say that they're not, because I don't know what they plan for the future, but it would be really cool. And then we get Spider-Man 2099. This was a really cool uniform for Spider-Man 29 when he came out, and it looked great. But we get a return basically to this Spider-Man 2099 look in terms of what it is. But we get a more like the way that his skills played out. So I want to pull that back up real quick. The way they showed him inside of here is really, really cool. Like, the character really pops in terms of the way the movie is, and the animation that they do for the Spider-Man, for the animated Miles Morales movies. It just really pops on this character. It makes me almost miss out on the fact that they didn't do it with with Miles, or they didn't do it with Jessica Drew. I feel like something about his character and Spot's character just feels like it was ripped straight out the movie, which is really cool. And I wish they would have did some of that with Miles and some of that with Spider-Woman. But she looks great. I'll give them, I rank on them all the time for like the treatment that they give to people of color characters, or black characters and whatever. But it looks like they put a lot of detail into her hair and her look. And they paid attention not to make her to play the Storm face again inside. So I'm really looking forward to that. Those are 3 characters I think you have to look forward to. You can also look forward to. I find it like hard to believe. You would be hard pressed to tell me that we're going to end up getting this update and somehow we don't end up with a Spider-Gwen update. Like, but it's problematic, right? Because if you go over and pull up Spider-Gwen, essentially she's another speed character, right? So where's my girl Spider-Gwen at? Where's she at? Wait, what am I doing? She's in T3. Pretty sure she's in T3. God dang it, I can never find this character. I don't really use her that much, so let's pull her out. Let's find her. So there she goes. So this was the Spider-Gwen that we had previously, right? She's a speed character. Miles is a speed character. She's got a transcendence already, and she's pretty damn powerful on top of that. Now, the uniform that we'd be basically returning to is more akin to these uniforms right here. And notice, there really wasn't that much of a difference between these uniforms. It was hood on, hood off, right? That was all it was. And we then got the Gwenum uniform, and what we could end up with here is a mid-month T4 for Gwen. However, it puts you in a bind because you, the player, then have to determine whether or not you're going to T4 Miles or you're going to T4 Gwen, because more than likely you're not going to have those books. It also gives them a way to make money because, your whale's going to whale, and they're basically going to want to T4 both characters anyways. So they'll probably end up spending some cash to T4 both Spider-Gwen and Miles. So I think this is going to be a really good update for the game. I think most people get really excited about the Spider characters. And the addition of Kang the Conqueror coming in as a World Boss Legend. I think people are going to be happy about that. To have a new stage of World Boss Legend is something to play, especially for a game mode that people tend to play on rotation every day. Like nobody, I don't think anybody is wise in skipping World Boss Legend. It would be nice if they went back to somewhat the drawing board on some of the other game modes, though. Specifically, like I know I've said this time immemorial, Otherworld Battle was a flop for me. Otherworld Battle was a complete flop. It was like it's a waste of time in my opinion. Well, not a complete waste of time, but it was a complete flop. Whereas opposed to what they should have focused on, in my opinion, I'll still keep saying it, is Giant Boss Raid. Focus on new characters for Giant Boss Raid. Go back into Dimension Rifts, fix those. Timeline Survival. Cynic Alex recently did a video on Timeline Survival and the potential that this game mode had. I feel like they should have gone back inside here because I think that's what players want. Shadowland is another place that they could go back in and kind of fix those things up, ensure them. Make them a little bit more, friendly to players, or, like a store or something like that. I think that's the kind of stuff that we want to see. But introducing Otherworld Battle, this was a complete waste. It was a complete miss. It was basically Battle World every day, same exact instances, same exact conditions. Like, you tell me, have any of you changed out any of this? Like nobody's changed this out. The Battlefield shop is basically a Battlefield shop. I forgot to, like, it's like, man, it is what it is, but it's like a complete waste to me in terms of like what they could have done and what they missed out on. So I'm like, it's a disappointment. I think everybody uses the same freaking team of characters now at this point, maybe with some switches between Adam Warlock and Gore, but realistically, like, it's the same rotation. You might see a Carnage or Gore inside here. Complete wasted opportunity. Meanwhile, I think that overall for a tune collector and focuses on the tunes that you have, yes, 2099 is not going to overcap any of the speed type characters that are at the top of the list, whether that's Spider-Man or Miles Morales. Like, we know that that's not going to happen. So he's not going to overtake these speed type characters. When we look at characters like Miles, he becomes a very hot commodity to you, just because, like, you could skip out on this character if you don't want to T4 him, because you could eventually just say, I'm going to stick with Spider-Man, right? And you also put it in a bad position too, because like you probably buy the uniform and that doesn't apply to Spider-Man anymore for the bonus that you get from Miles. But looking at like the speed character list that we have now for tier 4, it's, you're asking a lot from Miles. Basically, he's basically able to do a lot of the content that these characters are able to do at a very high level, at level 70 at T3. So he should just go up. Let's hope they don't screw him up. That's the point that I'm trying to make. But when you look at characters that are like, Spider-Man 2099 getting his tier 3, he's not going to overpower Miles or overpower Spider-Man. You could hope that maybe he's as good as Ant-Man, but whatever it is. And Jessica Jones, she becomes a potential transcendent character. So hopefully her passes are good enough to boost up, Miles, like they hinted at, who's there to watch over and be the mom of, these characters. So I'm expecting a good support passes from her to boost up Miles and the rest of the Spider team. So let's look forward to it. Like, I'm a little disappointed that Spot is a transcendent character instead of the tier 3 character. But transcendents have been just as powerful as tier 3. So we'll look forward to that. I'm really looking forward to this update. Let me know what you guys think below. I'm definitely going to work on T4 and Miles Morales. If I had any idea that they were going to do that, I probably would have held off on tier 4ing Adam Warlock. But I did tier 4 Adam Warlock, so it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. First impressions. Until next time, peace.